Hey, Pop Culture Overload fans, Jason the X here with another Marvel, The Avengers, only a freaking Walmart, stupid Walmart movie series, Thor action figure. Now, I was a little hard on the Iron Man figure from this line because he's basically a repaint. This guy essentially is as well, but with a remolded head. Why do I like this guy better? Because his head mold is much better and it doesn't have that stupid looking helmet that the other one had. This guy has more of Mr. Hemsworth without his helmet on, which is like we saw him in both movies. We saw him most of the time without that helmet on, which wouldn't have been bad if they had done the helmet correctly. And I'll compare that later. But for now, put him to the side here. And let's take a look. We got the Avengers. Anyway, moving on. Collector's base, accessory included. Of course, he doesn't need that accessory. He needs only one accessory. Mjolnir! Anyway, moving on. Assemble your team. Thor. Well, they're often in the line. There he is standing there. And here is his bio. Okay, well, now that we got that out of the way with the packaging, here we go with the Thor figure. And I like this guy a lot better. I have the Thor from the other movie, and I'll compare him to him later. But this just seems like a better color scheme. And I know his armor was a little different in the Avengers movie, which they kind of cheated here. They could have given us new armor, or they could have possibly given us one without the cape and the armor on the arms, like he wasn't a helicarrier. They could have, but like I said, this is just a nicer figure. This cape is made out of it's soft, but it goes right back. This side is kind of hard, but this side is flimsier. But I like the look of the cape. It looks very regal coming off his shoulders, Superman-esque, you know. Can dig it. For accessories, of course, he only needs one. He only needs one accessory. He needs Mjolnir. Now, this is kind of the design. Well, it's the hammer from the first movie. The other one had this gold banding that kind of spiraled down it in the Avengers, but it's a hammer. It looks really good. It's got this detail on it. Let me actually get the camera up here. All right. It's got some nice detail on it. It's just a simple thing. Now, he can hold this in both hands. However, if you want to get it in this hand, because this hand is closed, you're going to have to feed the strap through there and then put it in his hand. Before I do that, because you can put it in this hand, but this hand is kind of loose. See, it doesn't really stay up. What I normally do is I loop that through there, which is very Thor-like. He would loop that through there and hold it in his hand. So just put that strap around his wrist. Safety wrist. You can't let go of Mjolnir. You got to spin it so you can fly through the air. But overall, great. I love the silver paint they used on this guy. The blue detail. Like I said, I would have liked to have seen the new armor, but I'm okay because this is actually an improvement to the Thor figure I had. Like the main improvement is this remolded head. And we'll get that shot in there of Chris Hemsworth. And it looks really good. And I'm glad they made it without the helmet. I was hoping they would have a variant without the helmet in the other Thor line, but they never did. But this is a good trade-off. I'm okay with this. Yeah, I know it's a repaint. I know I complained on the Iron Man repaint, but I'm okay with this guy. Now, as far as articulation, he does have the ankle tilt, but he's got the old school one. That's where the peg's actually in the calf. This material here is not of that soft plastic. It's pretty hard, but you can get the boot past. It doesn't interfere at all. He's got double jointed legs. They've been pretty well. Oh, that detail in the back there. You got some twist at the thigh. You notice it's not really a total ball joint there because this side is not cut for it. But it does have a half ball joint, I guess you could say. The bottom of the tunic here is made of that very soft plastic. It doesn't have a waist twist, but it does have an ab crunch, a really great ab crunch. Ball jointed shoulders, double jointed arms, and he twists at the wrist. And the head is on you can see kind of a hinge there and a ball joint, so he can get some pretty good poses too. Well, he looks down at the other humans. Now, for a comparison shot, let's straighten him up. Here, we're going to go ahead and bring in the Thor Movie 1 figure. And if you'll notice, my helmet's a little bent. I had him stored away, and I just didn't take a blow dryer to it. Also, I didn't feel like it. I also want to show the inadequacies of this figure, because this is a very dull gray that they painted this in when it should have been a shinier silver. This guy has wash over the armor. He doesn't. A little bit more detail here. The hammer is just a little bit lighter than his Mjolnir, but otherwise it is the exact same figure. They just didn't put a wash on that, so that's actually kind of lazy. But excuse me, but he doesn't have this derpy helmet and cockeyed expression that this one does. This is a lot better. So guess who just got moved up in the ranks? Anyway, that has been my review of the Marvel Legends movie series Thor. And for Pop Culture Overload, folks, I'm Jason the X, and I'll see you next time.